So Dr. Edgewar went there and he did too well in his studies and in the real purpose also. He established the movement, revolutionary movement, in the area from Rajasthan to Telangana. To bring the revolution, he settled them in various places, give them arms, planning the missions, all these things. As an organizer, he did. But then that movement failed due to some intrinsic defects. So he participated in Congress movement. In Kolkata, when he passed the medical in first class, his principal called him and told him, there is a job ready for you in Burma. 3,000 rupees a month salary in those days. Dr. Edgar answered, I don't want to. Then what will you make of your family? He said, I don't raise a family. I don't want to. I have taken oath at the feet of Kali Mata. In this birth, I will make effort only for my country. My own career, etc., are the topics for next birth. And he came back. His uncle asked him about marriage. He told him same thing. I will remain brahmachari and do something for my country. This is the life purpose of this birth. And therefore, in 2021, he participated in the Asahyog non-cooperation movement. And he went from village to village, gave lectures, and then he was arrested and tried. Charge was of sedition. And it was usual that the people who got arrested in that movement, and without giving any defense, they just accepted the punishment. But Dr. Edgar said, I will give my defense in the court because I will get one more chance to speak. In those days, the media was also allowed in courts. So again, I will give one lecture, which will go all round. So I will get one more chance for propaganda. And he gave his speech of defense, which started with his query, which is the rule of law? What law permits British to come from England and rule Bharat? There is no such law. Therefore, British rule is illegal. Therefore, this court is illegal. And Mr. Justice, you are illegal. I don't agree with your sovereignty. You have no right to try me. And I did not commit any crime. To be free is a fundamental right of every human being. I told my countrymen to be free. And I told them how to be free. So the magistrate sentenced him to 1 year rigorous imprisonment with the remark that his speech of defense is more seditious than the speeches for which he was tried. Such sort of person he was. So he worked in politics also, Congress movement, worked for the liberation of our country. He was a revolutionary also. He worked in social reforms also. There were 4 streams at that time. After 1857, people started thinking, how come we got defeated in that war? We were in our own country. We are a vast majority. The foreign rulers were a handful in number. Still they defeated us. We had our kings, we had our armies. We fought. So out of those thinking, these 4 ways emerged. Some people said, okay, this time we lost, we'll try again. With armed revolt, we'll throw away British. So that stream continued till 1945, when Subhash Babu probably died in that fire accident. And after that, we got freedom. So naturally, that stream was not required. Swatantriya Savarkar, he had a ceremony to officially close his Abhinav Bharat. Then some people thought, no, we are not politically aware. That is why we lost. Only soldiers fought, only kings fought. But rest of the society was passive. Though it was for the freedom, it was not active. Because they were politically, they could not understand the importance of being active. So that political awareness, to create that, they used Congress. Congress was formed by Sir A.O. Hume after 57 as a safety valve. But our leaders took hold of it and used it as a potent weapon for freedom. And it created that awareness. A common man can come. He came, common man, on streets for freedom. Whatever he was doing it for freedom. Charkha chalana, to wheel that spinning wheel, that was tradition. It was not new. But this time, the wheels were spinned to get the Swaraj. That type of Jagruti was there. And therefore, we got the freedom. But after that, this awareness did not continue. Because awareness was there to drive away British. And now British disappeared suddenly. So there is nobody to oppose. So everything deteriorated into present condition of politics. There were reformers. They said our society lacks many things. We are trapped in superstitions. We are away from modern knowledge, scientific knowledge. We are riddled with so many kinds of divisions: caste, creed, language, province. So we have to create that reform so that we can become one. We can stand face to face with British. First, we have to reform this society. But that reform movement became an island. They wanted to reform the society. But for example, for caste eradication, in a village nearby Varda, near Nagpur, there were 32 castes living. A Mahatma came there and tried to remove caste differences. Some people obeyed him, followed him. Some people did not. So today, there are 33 castes in that village. 32 original castes and one caste who doesn't believe in caste. That became separate caste. The reforms became lands. And fourth was go back to your basics. Swami Dayananda Saraswati, Swami Vivekananda. Go back to your basics, realize who you are, serve your society. That still continues, and that is a permanent necessity. But it remained away from the physical going up of the country, physical affairs of the country, economy, politics, etc., etc. Dr. Hedgewar participated in all these four activities. And during this period of participation, he had interactions with Lokmanya Tilak, Mahatma Gandhi ji, Subhash Babu, Madan Mohan Malviya ji. Being a revolutionary, he had interactions with Bhagat Singh, Rajguru. And he came to know one thing, and he was also thinking on the same lines after so much experience and so much adhyaya, research, that there is something lacking in our own society that makes us easy prey for the world. We are not the first aggressors. Shaka, Huna, Kushana, Yavana, etc., etc. Each time someone came from so many miles, in all matters inferior than us, including numbers. And just won us over, won our country, made us slave. And we repelled one, another came. This is going to happen again and again. What is the solution? Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar, in his speech, when he awarded Constitution, the Constitution was accepted. He presented the Constitution. He delivered two speeches. In one, he said this: we are here, today we are free. But it has been the history of our country that nobody in the world conquered us because they were strong, stronger than us. Our divisions make them victors. And I am afraid, he said, that in this August Assembly, there are so many of us in different ideological camps. We are sitting here and opposing each other. It's okay. That is the parliamentary system. But liberty and equality cannot be achieved together. That is the experience of the world. I have taken those three words from the philosophy of Tathagat Buddha. So if you try to bring liberty, equality is hampered. And if you try to make everyone equal, then liberty has to be restricted. If you want both, you have to have fraternity. That is Bandhubhav. And that Bandhubhav is the Dharma. So if you don't pay attention to this Bandhubhav, I am afraid these constitutions cannot protect you. I am afraid that history will repeat. That is what he said. It is on record. So there is something, and everybody feels that something should be corrected, then only our movements, our ways, our recipes of different treatments, that will be fruitful. The issues will not crop up again. Someone should do it because we are busy. We have taken up one issue. We have poured all our strength for that issue. Our life we have dedicated for the resolution. It will happen. But the same issue should not come again. For that this is necessary, someone must do it. You can see it in the Swaraj. Gandhiji has mentioned it. Rabindranath Tagore has mentioned it. Subhash Babu. Everybody has expressed this in their works also. So Dr. Edgar said, if all those issues are taken up by such great personalities, and this one thing which fulfills them all is lying unattended, then I will devote myself to that. And then he experimented for 8 to 10 years. And then declared the Sangha started. What I mean is, Sangha has come to fulfill, not to destroy. That is the first thing we have to understand. So, Dr. Ji experimented. First thing he realized, some years back I was in Chennai and I heard Mr. Gurumurthy's speech. The topic was systems and individuals. So whether systems corrupt the individuals or corrupted individuals take the systems in their hand and use them as according to their own sweet will. That was the topic. And he said both way it can happen. Dr. Edgar also must have realized this. So how to see that system cannot corrupt the individual, or corrupted individuals cannot get the chance to corrupt the individual. The key is the society. The atmosphere in the society, the general conduct of the society, if it is of Deshabhakti, then these things cannot happen. Systems cannot corrupt individuals. If systems are corrupt, they will be changed by the society. If one individual fights against systems, he may lose. But if society stands up, then it will happen only the way society wants it to happen. And if social atmosphere is like that, tendency towards corruption of individuals is minimized. So first thing, he decided that to change the fate of our country, leaders, parties, ideologies, everything can be helpful, but can be only helpful. It cannot cause the change. To cause the change, society has to change. Society has to be organized. Society has to have unity as well as quality. So next logical question, how to unite this society? We have so many languages, so many styles of living, so many provinces. Mind-boggling diversity is the first obvious specialty of our country. Is there any basis of our unity? If we are separate, there is no point in uniting us. What nature has created, we have to accept. So is there any basis? Yes, there is one such basis. In spite of all these diversities, we have been living in this land since eons as a nation. We are a nation. Actually, I should not utter that word nation, because nation is a Western concept wherein state is the precondition for existence of nation. Our Rashtra is different. It is not dependent of any state. When there were so many kings in Bharatvarsha and so many systems of governance, Samrajyam, Bhaujyam, Swarajyam, Vairajyam, Parameshtam, etc., etc. We were one nation. When we had Chakravarti Samrats, we were one nation. We were enslaved and foreigners, they ruled and trodden on us, trampled us, but we were a nation. We got independence. We are that same nation today. Ours is not the nationhood instilled in us on the basis of state by British. We are Sanatan Rashtra. The very identity of our Rashtra, it encompasses all these diversities, accepts them, respects them, and still makes them one. Without uniformity, we can achieve in this country. We have learned this skill from our ancestors, from our families. World says unity in diversity. We say diversities of unity. We don't have to seek some oneness in different kinds. The different kinds have arisen from the same substratum. And that is why we celebrate them as the Shrungar of unity. That is our nation. That is our identity. Identity of everybody, in spite of his language, his worship, his ancestry, his state, his living style. And that nation nowadays is called Hindu nation. we are a Hindu rat. This Hindu word unites everybody. There are many synonyms for Hindu. Bharatiya means the same thing. Hindavi means the same thing. Indic means the same thing. Arya for Arya Samaj means the same thing. But this content, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahmam Tattvamasi, and everything has arisen out of that. The difference we see is temporary. Unity permanent. That content now comes to mind when you utter the word Hindu. And therefore, unite the society. Organize the society. Organize the Hindu society. Because during the course of history, so many things came. And in spite of our bigger identity being there, now there are 4 kinds of Hindus. One kind says, yes, we are Hindus and we are proud of it. Another kind says, yes, we are Hindus, but there are so many people, we are Hindus. What is there to be specially proud of? But we are Hindus and we will remain Hindus. Then there is third kind, which surreptitiously they come and they say, don't tell anybody, we are Hindus. We will not proclaim it because some loss will be incurred if we proclaim it. And there are those who have forgotten that they are Hindus. They were made to forget, and to make us forget that we are all one in this Hindu identity, efforts are still going on. But the fact is, the truth is, Hindustan, Hindu Rashtra hai. And Hindu is responsible for it. Or therefore, those who call themselves Hindu, organize them first. Like in examination, you solve easy questions first. So it is easy to make them understand. Then gradually we will touch others also. But actually, this Rashtriyata, it is not nation state. So what is it? It is Bharat Bhakti, it is our Purvaj Gaurav, and it is our Sanskriti, Bharatiya Sanskriti. On this basis of this truth, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahmam, there are dharma values, chiefly designated 4 values. Satya, Karuna, Shuchita, Tapas. On that basis our dharma stand, and that dharma gives us a Sanskriti, which is transferred from generation to generation and is still continuing. Yah punya pravaha hamara. Like continuous stream of Ganges, it continues. That is our Sanskriti. To uphold that Sanskriti, to make it brighter, many have strived, many have given their lives, many have shed their blood, many have incurred their effort. All those are our icons, ancestral icons. We worship them. Commonly, Shivaji Maharaj was in Maharashtra. But because he was there, here in Tamil Nadu, there was Mr. Shivaji Ganesha. Thiruvalluvar is quoted everywhere. Lachit Badphakan, now he is known everywhere. And everywhere, Pratap, Guru Gobind Singh Ji, all those, they are respected everywhere. In spite of from where they were, what language those speak, like. And therefore, these are the 3 basics of our nationality, our identity. So inculcate all those values in the society. We have to organize the society. Sangha doesn't want a very powerful organization within the society. Sangha wants to organize the whole society, including those who oppose us today. Because whatever is the thought, whatever, there are different views, different opinions, but still we are one. And we have to present ourselves to the world as one. So create this unity and quality of individuals, individual character and national character. He devised a method. That methodology is RSS. That methodology and nothing else is RSS. We call it Shakha. 1 hour simple exercise daily, intellectual, mental, physical. Very easy programs. Anyone can do it. Everywhere it can happen. If there is ground, well and good. If not, it can even in the confined. Forget everything else. Remember only our nation, our country, our society. Equip yourselves with the qualities of body and mind. Learn the art of taking along everybody with you and go along with everybody. The collective effort, teamwork that you have to learn. Through this training, the individuals are created. And it is very tedious and time-consuming work. So Sangha said, we will do only this thing, man-making work. Sangha will do this Vyakti Nirman and nothing else. After we organize whole of the society, we don't want to do anything else. Then all these things which are required to happen, how they will happen? Sangha will do nothing. Swayamsevaks will leave nothing. They will do everything. This was taken as a jugglery of words in the initial days of Sangha. Nobody could understand this. But today we see that no field of social life is there wherein Swayamsevaks are not working. An atmosphere has been created in the country. People are becoming more and more aware of all these things. In 100 years, we have done this. We have awakened the Hindu. We have awakened that sense of being one nation, ancient nation, continuing nation, Hindu nation. And we want to organize whole of the society. The 100 years journey was not an easy journey. We passed through many perils. First, we were just neglected. We were nobody. Our thought was not accepted. People hold the Hindu society as a dying society. They held it like that. Nobody believed that by playing on the grounds you can serve thee. Though everybody knew the adage that Battle of Waterloo was won on the grounds of Harrow and Eton. Everybody knew that line, but nobody believed it. There was no financial support. Dr. Edgware himself earned nothing. There was no organ of our propaganda, no paper, no patrakar, nothing. Government, British government was always anti-Sangha. In spite of that, on the basis of the dedication of our Swayamsevaks, they took all kinds of pains. They bore with all kinds of oddities. But they surged ahead. Only that Shraddha was there. Yes, Hindustan is Hindu Rashtra, and one day Hindus will get organized and make their land and their society free of all the woes and prepare them, strengthen them to give the world the message. Every nation has a message to deliver, a mission to accomplish, a destiny to fulfill. That is what Vivekananda said. Our mission is to give dharma to world. Dharma is not worship. Dharma is that which unites everybody, uplifts, doesn't let disperse. That is dharma. Dharana dharma ityahu. Dharmo dharayate praja. How to live in modern life on the basis of dharma? That we have to show by our example to the world. World needs it. World is expecting us to do that. That is our mission. And we have to prepare our society to deliver that mission, to deliver that message. There was opposition. No voluntary organization faced such type of opposition in the world. Everything was tried. Swayamsevaks were assaulted, they were murdered. Still some things happen. There is a continuous tirade, narrative against Sangha going on. On the strength of devotion of Swayamsevaks and their Drudha Sankalpa, Sangha forged ahead. And we have come to a stage wherein now the society everywhere, it has faith in us. All these 100 years, we had only one state to look to, the Hindu society. They had supported us. That is why we could come through all these tribulations successfully. But that is not enough. We have to organize this society, because to raise a nation, to make it strong, to enable it to deliver its duty in the world affairs, is not a simple task. We have to prepare our nation, and for that we have to unite our society. Whole society has to do it. It cannot be given on contract. That is a bad habit we acquired during these 1,000 years of aggression. Oh God, save us. You have promised, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati, tadatmanam srujamya. So now come and do your duty. What will I do? I will just see whether you do your duty or not. That type of mentality. Now gods never respond like this. Gods help those who help themselves. So then government should do this, government should do that. Now it is a task before us to avoid the society, make the society avoid this habit, to make them realize that even you cannot give contract to Sangha. It is our task together. Sangha can only enable the society to do this. So now Samaj is with us. There is Anukulata. In Anukulata, there are two things we have to look after. First, we have to remain unchanged. We have to remain what we are. And secondly, the followers should not remain followers. Followers should become fellows. And together the society has to thrive. That we have to make them understand. So, in coming 100 years, after these 100 years, in coming days, our Swayamsevaks are thinking how to do this. One thing is evident, we have to expand more. About 100,000 or more places we have reached. It is enough to create an atmosphere. But we have to create a habit, a practice. Individuals must have that habit change in habit. They have to have those character, the national character and individual character. They have to have the art of taking everybody together. Sanghatan Kaushalya ho ite. So, we have to expand. We have to go, we have to have our presence in each 10,000 population, in cities as well as in rural area. Secondly, we have to make our outreach larger, go to every section, every strata of the society. Now we have reached every strata, but we have to become our, make our presence there meaningful. That task is there. Then we have to network the sajjans. In our country, we say that character is declining, this is happening. But I think my experience is different. Whatever bad is happening, yes, okay. But 40 times more good things are there. The balance is positive. We have to just apply our shoulder and increase this thing. And for that, we have a special outreach for local, social, apolitical leadership in every strata, every class of society. So that they work together separately. They continue what they are doing, good things they are doing, okay, they can continue in their own manner. But they have to be aware that there are many such sajjans in our country. We are not alone. And secondly, they have to just keep informed of each other's activity, and wherever they can become complementary, they should. So the network of Sajjana Shakti, the organized society, and the goal, Param Vaibhavam Netum Etat Swarashtra. If these three things we can put together in next 10 years, then all the woes we have faced in our past and we are facing now will disappear. And Bharat will be Vishwaguru. Nobody can prevent it. Society will do it. But then society has to understand these things. Sangha Swayam Sevaks are taking care of many things. Sangha is applying itself to only one thing, man making. Sangha Swayam Sevaks are working in all other fields. They are independent, they are separate, they are autonomous. We wish that they should become self-dependent. In initial stage, we have to help them. They are our Swayam Sevaks. But then they should not need that help. That is the way to grow. We wish that. Of course, being Swayam Sevaks, networking is there, rapport is there, we talk to each other. If we want, we seek help. If we observe something missing, we warn each other. But our organizations are separate, their working committees are separate, their treasury, they are separate, everything is separate. Even the Karya Paddhati is different. The way we run Shakha, we cannot run Bharatiya Mazdoor Sangh. There are two altogether different things. And therefore, Swayam Sevaks working on all these fields to change the Vyavastha of the country, various organizations, including political, their Swayam Sevaks are working. Without going into that politics, etc., to bring about the change in society, creating the atmosphere of change. Works are going on, we call them Gatividhis. All these things, society should look to, should try to participate in that, And everybody will not come to Shakha, but everybody will be in that atmosphere of patriotism, honesty. Everybody work, everybody will live and be prepared to die for country. That sort of atmosphere has to be created so that this task of making Bharat Vishwaguru will be completed by everybody's help. We don't want it to be written in history that Sangha brought about some change. We want it to go in the credit of our society. Samaj ne kiya. That type of thing we want to have, and therefore we are coming with some outreach programs. Also, when Hindus like this, those who call themselves Hindus, they get organized like this, those who due to some selfish consideration are not ready, they will become ready. But those who have been lost by us during last 1,000 years, we have to get them back. And therefore, we have to have a dialogue with them. That dialogue has already started a smaller scale, very slowly, very cautiously, without leaving our basic insistences like Hindu Rashtra, and without lessening the strength of the organized Hindu society. We have to proceed with this dialogue. People who to various situations out of our control, we have lost them. We have to get them. This is the future we envisage. And to prepare the society for that, we have to introduce them to 5 initiatives, which we call Pancha Parivartan. Those 5 initiatives are very simple actions that every individual and every family can undertake, can continue successfully in those. And these practices, they will bring change in their attitudes as well as their behaviors. To bring about social change, it is a very effective tool. In that, first one is Samajik Samarasata, oneness of the society. No discrimination, caste discrimination, language discrimination, province, nothing. We are, as a society, we are one. We are having all these things. These are diversities. We celebrate them. We accept, respect them. And each has some pride in his language, in his state. Yes, it is very natural. And we accept and respect that. But the bigger identity, I am a speaker of some language. As long as castes are counted, I belong to some caste. I belong to some state. I have a particular worship which I perform daily. There are so many things. I accept those. They are my own. I am proud of that. But as a nation, as a Sanskriti, as a country, as a society, we are one. Not now, since ancient days. We forgot that oneness, and that caused our downfall. So I have to practice it. How? Each of us has an area in which we work. We roam, we go to house, we meet people, we go to market. We are resident of a particular area, generally work in that area. How many kinds of Hindu society are there. Sangha says Hindu is one. But people say Hindus means these castes, these languages, these worships. So how many kinds are there? In each kind, I will have my own friend. And I will have a family which is friend of my family. We will go visiting to each other. We will participate in different ceremonies. Sukh dukh mein bhag daud. All these things, like that happens in friends. This is a very easy thing, but we have to do it. Nothing else. It doesn't require anything. No capital. Just we have to go, and with love in mind, we have to embrace. Keep the friendship on, keep it growing. And if such persons are more in number and influential, then we can try one thing, at least a mandir, a water hole, and smashan should be open to all Hindus. There should be no discrimination in that. These two things that constitutes first initiative. All these initiatives, Swayam Sevak first, they will start with themselves and their families. And then they will invite society to participate. That will start after the completion of this Shatabdi programs. Then second is Paryavaran, ecology. Discussions are going on, how to correct everything. Global warming and this and that. Start with your own family. Pani bachao, save water. Call your plumber and fix all the leakages. 15 minutes is the shower time, not more than that. You can save water. You can start with yourself. About policies, it will happen someday. But immediately, here and now, we can do this. Plastic hatao. Son its use. How to dispose what is already accumulated. There are ways, there are methods. We should make it our practice to go into those methods. And ped lagao. Even in our own household, we can now grow the vegetables in earthen pots, in used tires, in various utensils. Many people do it. There are terrace gardens. So we can create greenery in and around our house and also participating in all the Vriksharopan programs. That we have to do. Third is Swadeshi. Swabodh, who we are. We have to be that. Rabindranath Tagore has said, before you educate the world, the Bharatvasis, you have to become what you are. So what we are, at least inside our household, beyond our front door, within our front door, we should have our own language. We should talk in our Matrubhasha. Every Bharatiya Bhasha is Rashtra Bhasha. Our Bhasha is also Rashtra Bhasha. We should know our language, our own language. Can children in our homes, they speak Tamil? Can they? What do you think? We have to also know the Bhasha which is in vogue where we live. If I live in Maharashtra, whatever language is my mother tongue, I will have to know some Marathi. It is also our language, Bharatiya Bhasha. And it is needed to have some Vyavahar Bhasha spoken. We can mingle with everybody, talk freely with everybody. It should be a Bharatiya Bhasha. Which one decide? But we can start with our Matru Bhasha in our own home. Inside our house, we should have our Bhasha, our Bhusha. Outside we have to wear various dresses. But inside at least we should have. In Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra, fortunately, you are using your own Vesha. That is good habit. Keep it up. I need not describe it to you because you are already doing it. Bhasha, Bhusha, Bhajan, worship. Inside our household, we should have our own worship. Bhojan. Once in a while you go out, eat pizza, all right. Once in a while it is all right. But why each Sunday? You can have good meal. Our meals are famous in the whole world. It is our soft power. So our own food. Our home, when someone comes in, he should be able to recognize, oh, this is Hindu home. This is Bharatiya home. Otherwise, the mat that is there, welcome. Why not Swagatam? Or whatever you say in Tamil. In pillow cover, happy dreams. Is there any necessity of any other language inside our? We can have our signature in our own Matrubhasha. It is allowed everywhere, legally. It is correct. All these changes we have to bring. On the basis of Swa, Bhasha, Bhusha, Bhajan, Bhavan, Brahman, and Bhojan. They should be ours. Start with this. Everything else will happen automatically. And then there is observance of social discipline, deliverance of social duties, social consciousness. We do not live as individuals. We live as families. We do not live as families only. We live as our village. Our society lives. Then we live. There are rules, there are laws, there are different rules designated in the law books, all legal things. We should never transgress those. Red light, you should wait for it to become green. All these things should be observed. And there are unwritten rules. To bow before the elders is not legally necessary. If you don't do that, it is not legally a crime. But if you do that, you become a better human being. So there are traditions of such rules. Whatever is relevant to the present times, we should have it. These 5 initiatives will be the thrust of Swayamsevaks in coming days, after the Shatabdi Varsha. Because Sangha, if it becomes a big organization with a name and fame, we are not interested much in that. In the course of our work, it is acquired, we cannot shy away with it, that is another story. But we don't really want that. We want whole society to be organized. Society will, with individuals, with individual character and national character. And society which is bent upon to take Bharat to the peak of the glory. For that, Sangha is there. As I said, Sangha is not there to contest with anyone, not to oppose with anyone. Tera vaibhav amar rahe ma, hum din char rahe na rahe. That is our wish. And that wish can be realized only if whole society is organized. And if whole society needs to be organized, then that society must know facts about the organizer. Many institutions, individuals, etc., are doing their share in their own way. We have to network everybody. And so we have to dispel all these misunderstandings created by narrations. And therefore, I have put today before you certain facts about Sangha. I heard that about 45 questions. Most of them are already answered with this address. But anyway, I will give brief answers to those in the next session. But till that, Sangha programs, Sangha camps, Sangha Karyakartas, Sangha families, and see for first hand. I don't say believe me. I say this is so, you can come, you can experience, and if you find it good, you can join. Otherwise, if you can find it but don't want to join, oh, you can clap, very good, do it. Keep it up like that. In your own way, if you are working for something better, please keep it. We will help you. Or if you have an idea, we will provide you with some help. In Bangalore, they say, if you have a team, we have a team. And if you have a team, we have a team. That kind of cooperation can happen. Together, we have to organize this society as a society with unity and quality. Because not only future of our country, not only our individual and family future, but future of the world depends on Bharat becoming Vishwaguru. And this task has been put on our shoulder. Destiny will wait, not forever. We have to fulfill it. And to do this, we have to prepare our society. Sangha work is preparing that society, making the men with capital M, which can face the future, which can fare well in the future, and which can take our country to the apex of glory and teach the world what it needs to be taught. Thank you very much.
We will now have bio break. The next session is question and answer session. It will start at 5:35 p.m.
அனைவருக்கும் மாலை வணக்கங்கள். I am honored to introduce the dignitaries on the dais. Dr. Mohan Bhagwat, Param Pujaniya Sarsanga Chalak, right. Sri R. Vannirajan, Manya Sangha Chalak, President of Tamil Nadu, Puducherry and Kerala. Dr. K. Kumaraswamy, Manya Pranta Sangha Chalak, North Tamil Nadu, State President. Sri Chandrasekhar Ji, Manya Mahanagar Sangha Chalak, City President. Over to our Param Pujne Satsanga Chalak ji for his keynote address.
माननीय क्षेत्र संघ चालक जी, माननीय प्रांत संघ चालक जी, माननीय नगर संघ चालक जी, all the dignitaries, brothers and sisters. The Sangha work has completed its 100 years. And it was thought that there should be an extensive outreach. Because though Sangha name, RSS, is now famous world over, but what work exactly Sangha is doing is not much clear. Whatever people talk about Sangha, for or against, is not much based on facts. The perceptions are created, and people see Sangha through those perceptions. Or even if they want to seek some information, they seek it from secondary sources. If they want to know something about Sangha, they will go to Wikipedia. Now, all information in Wikipedia is not correct. So, it is necessary that people should know Sangha authentically and factually. In 2018, in New Delhi, we had similar type of gathering. And for 2 days, I had to tell them about Sangha. Had to means because I am Sarsanga Chalak, the task was given to me. And then there were question answers. The purpose was the same, to give facts. Whatever people think about Sangha should be based on facts and not narratives. They may think in favor or against. It doesn't matter. What matters is, whatever they are thinking, it should be based upon facts. And so, 1 hour and 10 minutes lectures, I tried to narrate every fact that was relevant and related to Sangha. And then there were question answers. When this 100 years programs came to 4 places and some other places wherein you have to tell the same thing. But in 4 places there will be 2 lectures and question and answers. In other places there will be only 1 lecture and 1 question and answer session. So what I spoke in 2 lectures, I have to condense it now in 1 lecture, and because this is 100th year, it is proper if I mention something about what we think about our future plan. So it will be a bit nutshell thing. You have to listen carefully and understand. Not much time for detailed explanation. First thing we have to understand about Sangha is that Sangha is not a product of any reaction, any opposition, or any competition. Sangha is not there to compete for influence with others. As some people think, it is not a reaction to British rule or Muslim aggressiveness. Sangha is concerned with betterment of Bharat. In our prarthana, we start with Namaskar to Bharat Mata, Namaste Sada Vatsale Matrubhume, Tvaya Hindu Bhume Sukham Varjito. God becomes second, Prabho Shaktaman Hindura Tranga Bhuta, Ime Sadharan Tvam Namamo Vayam comes later. And we end the same prarthana with Bharat Mata Ki Jai. That is the sole purpose. With that purpose in mind, Sangha was started. Now, Sangha is not the only one who thinks like this. We can say that every great man of Bharat, every ideological stream of Bharat was started with the same purpose. We can safely say that. Except some who do not believe in countries, nations, etc., etc. Dr. Hedgewar, the founder of Sangha, he was also, we call him born patriot. He lost his father and mother on the same day when he was 11 years old. They were serving the plague patients and they contracted plague, died on the same day. So he had to grow in poverty. But in those hard days also, two things he maintained. Coming in first 10 of his class and doing every work that was aimed at emancipation of Bharat, including freedom movement. He organized Vande Mataram movement in Nagpur schools when he was studying in 10th standard. The school inspector used to go in each class and was welcomed everywhere with Vande Mataram. So, naturally, the British government banned all schools. Schools were closed. Who were the perpetrators of this so-called crime? But they could not be successful. Nobody could tell them the information. They could not find out who was the mover and shaker of this movement. So after 4 months, there was a compromise. Nominal apology. Each boy has to come to school, and on the gate, the headmaster will stand and ask them, so you have done wrong. No, he should just nod, oh, yes, I have done wrong. He need not utter the words. With this nominal apology, school will start. But there were two students. One of them was Dr. Hedgewar, who said, we don't offer this apology also. To call our mother, our motherland, mother, and to bow at her feet is our birthright. Why should we be apologetic for that? And therefore, so he went to a national school. National schools were started at that time with such youth who, due to their activism in freedom movement, were punished like this. That school was also closed by British. So he had appeared privately and came in first class. So leaders in Nagpur, they saw the spark in this boy, and then they arranged for him to go to Kolkata for medical training. On the pretext of taking medical training, he was to contact the Anushilan Samiti, which was the coordination committee of all revolutionaries, and start that work in the Western Bharat. So Dr. Edgewar went there and he did too well in his studies and in the real purpose also. He established the movement, revolutionary movement, in the area from Rajasthan to Telangana. To bring the revolutionaries, settle them in various places, give them arms, planning the missions, all these things as an organizer he did. But then that movement failed due to some intrinsic defects. So he participated in Congress movement. In Kolkata, when he passed the medical in first class, his principal called him and told him there is a job ready for you in Burma, 3,000 rupees a month salary in those days. Dr. Edgar answered, I don't want to. Then what will you make of your family? He said, I don't raise a family, I don't want to. I have taken oath at the feet of Kali Mata. In this birth, I will make effort only for my country. My own career, etc. are the topics for next birth. And he came back. His uncle asked him about marriage. He told him same thing. I will remain brahmachari and do something for my country. This is the life purpose of this birth. And therefore in 2021, he participated in the Asahayog non-cooperation movement. And he went from village to village, gave lectures, and then he was arrested and tried. His charge was of sedition. And it was usual that the people who got arrested in that movement, and without giving any defense, they just accepted the punishment. But Dr. Edgar said, I will give my defense in the court because I will get one more chance to speak. In those days, the media was also allowed in courts. So again, I will give one lecture, which will go all round. So I will get one more chance for propaganda. And he gave his speech of defense, which started with his query, which is the rule of law? What law permits British to come from England and rule Bharat? There is no such law. Therefore, British rule is illegal. Therefore, this court is illegal. And Mr. Justice, you are illegal. I don't agree with your sovereignty. You have no right to try me. And I did not commit any crime. To be free is a fundamental right of every human being. I told my countrymen to be free. And I told them how to be free. So the magistrate sentenced him to 1 year rigorous imprisonment with the remark that his speech of defense is more seditious than the speeches for which he was tried. Such sort of person he was. So he worked in politics also, Congress movement, worked for the liberation of our country. He was a revolutionary also. He worked in social reforms also. There were 4 streams at that time. After 1857, people started thinking, how come we got defeated in that war? We were in our own country. We are a vast majority. The foreign rulers were a handful in number. We had our armies. We fought valiantly. So out of those thinking, these 4 ways emerged. Some people said, okay, this time we lost, we'll try again. With armed revolt, we will throw away British. So that stream continued till 1945, when Subhash Babu probably died in that fire accident. And after that, we got freedom. So naturally, that stream was not required. Swatantriya Savarkar, he had a ceremony to officially close his Abhinav Bharat. Then some people thought, no, we are not politically aware. That is why we lost. Only soldiers fought, only kings fought. But rest of the society was passive. Though it was for the freedom, it was not active. Because they were politically, they could not understand the importance of being active. So that political awareness, to create that, they used Congress. Congress was formed by Sir A.O. Hume after 57 as a safety valve. But our leaders took hold of it and used it as a potent weapon for freedom. And it created that awareness. A common man can come. He came common man on streets for freedom. Whatever he was doing it for freedom. Charkha chalana, wheel, that spinning wheel, that was tradition. It was not new. But this time, the wheels were spinned to get the Swaraj. That type of Jagruti was there. And therefore, we got the freedom. But after that, this awareness did not continue. Because awareness was there to drive away British. And now British disappeared suddenly. So there is nobody to oppose. So everything deteriorated into present condition of politics. There were reformers. They said our society lacks many things. We are trapped in superstitions. We are away from modern knowledge, scientific knowledge. We are riddled with so many kinds of divisions: caste, creed, language, province. So we have to create that reform so that we can become one. We can stand face to face with British. First, we have to reform this society. But that reform movement became an island. They wanted to reform the society. But for example, for caste eradication, in a village nearby Varda, near Nagpur, there were 32 castes living. A Mahatma came there and tried to remove caste differences. Some people obeyed him, followed him. Some people did not. So today, there are 33 castes in that village. 32 original castes and one caste who doesn't believe in caste. That became separate caste. The reforms became lands. And fourth was go back to your basics. Swami Dayananda Saraswati, Swami Vivekananda. Go back to your basics, realize who you are, serve your society. That still continues. And that is a permanent necessity. But it remained away from the physical going ups of the country, physical affairs of the country, economy, politics, etc. Dr. Hedgewar participated in all these four activities. And during this period of participation, he had interactions with
Hari Om. I request everyone Hari Om. I request everyone to assemble back here in your seats. Kindly be seated. Already it's 5:35 p.m. now. The next session is question and answer session. Before that, our Chennai City's Joint Secretary, Sakakareva, Vishnu Shankar will give the vote of thanks initially, then question and answer session will be there. I request Vishnu Shankar to give the vote of thanks.
வணக்கம். தேசமே தெய்வம் என்ற சுவாமி விவேகானந்தர் போன்ற ஆண்டோர்களின் வழியில் 100வது ஆண்டை கொண்டாடி கொண்டிருக்கும் ராஷ்டிரிய சுயம்சேவக சங்கத்தில் பாரத நாடு நெடுகிலும் தேர்ந்தெடுக்கப்பட்ட நகரங்களில் முக்கியஸ்தர்களுக்கான நிகழ்ச்சியானது நடந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறது. அந்த வகையில் தர்மமிகு சென்னையில் நடைபெறும் இந்த நிகழ்ச்சிக்கு ராஷ்டிரிய சுயம்சேவக சங்கத்தின் அழைப்பை ஏற்று வந்திருக்கும் அனைவருக்கும் என்னுடைய நெஞ்சார்ந்த நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றேன். இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியை நடத்துவதற்காக இந்த ராமச்சந்திர அரங்கை வழங்கிய நிர்வாகம் மற்றும் இதை நடத்துவதற்காக உதவிய பணியாளர்கள் அனைவருக்கும் நம்முடைய நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறோம். இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியை நல்ல முறையில் நடத்துவதற்காக பாதுகாப்பு நல்கிக் கொண்டிருக்கும் மத்திய மற்றும் மாநில காவல்துறை அதிகாரிகள் மற்றும் நண்பர்களுக்கு நம்முடைய நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறோம். ஒளி அமைத்து கொடுத்த சகோதரர்களுக்கு நம்முடைய நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறோம். இந்த அரங்கை சுற்றியுள்ள குடியிருப்பு பகுதிகள் மற்றும் பள்ளிகள் இந்த விழாவை நல்லபடியாக நடத்துவதற்காக உதவிய அனைவருக்கும் நம்முடைய நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறோம். நன்றி.
I would like to give the instructions again. The book stalls are available. 3 book stalls are available here. One is in the dining hall right side of the dais. The other 2 book stalls are available outside the main hall. After this program, that is, you can buy those books. It contains our nation, society, and also about RSS. You can get more insight on RSS and our ideology. The next session, now the question and answer sessions is starting now. In the interest of time, the wide range of the topics, we have segregated the questions, we have segregated in the group together, and few questions are, it is 2-3 questions we have paraphrased into one to capture the essence. We have tried our level best and retain the spirit of each questions. I request your kind understanding on this. I would like to read the questions, the questioner names and the questions. I am starting the topic, the Hindutva. The questions asked by Swami Moksha Vidyananda Saraswati, Palani Kannan, Hari Keshan, Arun Janarthanan, Ashish Javed, Maya, Krishnamurthy. The questions are: how are we progressing in decolonizing Bharat from the lens of RSS and way forward in future? The maximum number of Hindus are in Bharat. Still, we do not call as a Hindu Rashtra in our constitution. Bible is a universal scripture for a Christian Quran is a universal scripture for a Muslim. What is the stand of RSS regarding universal scripture for a Hindu and why? India has laws that exhibit a bias towards minorities, putting the majority at a disadvantage. For example, Hindu temples are under the government, HRNC Act. National Commission for Minority Educational Institution Act 2004. Minority institutions are exempted from Right to Education Act. How will we ensure that laws are common for all irrespective of minority-majority status? What can I do to inspire my generation to take pride in our culture and music? And how can I take our traditions to the world while creating my own style without losing authenticity? What have we done to protect our Bharat 175 unique Gomada breeds from all over India? About 45 unique breeds from Tamil Nadu.
So Sangha and many others, not only Sangha, many other leaders and our great men have given a fundamental discourse of thought which is totally free from colonization. We have to absorb it as it is. For example, when I say that Rashtra is not nation, so Rashtra is Sanskriti, Bharat Mata and our Purvaj Parampara. Then you have some questions. Those questions arise because you don't try to understand it from the viewpoint of Bharat. You still try to fit those three components into the frame West has given us. So, in Sangha, from the early entry of a Swayamsevak, we changed his mindset through programs, through our Bauddhiks, Geets, through even chit-chat. So once a Swayamsevak along with Dr. Ji was walking through Mumbai for some Sangha work, and he just told Dr. Ji that posh portion of the this area, it is known as Hindu colony. That is Hindu college. So Dr. Ji asked him, how can there be Hindu colony in Hindustan? If at all there is a Hindu colony, it should be somewhere outside Hindustan. So that name is wrong. That is wrong nomenclature. There cannot be Hindu colony in Hindustan. It is Hindustan. Likewise, sometimes our people say, oh, that portion of our city is Pakistan, because it is a Muslim majority. So our Karyakarta tells them, they are not demanding Pakistan. Without demanding, you have given them Pakistan. Once in Nagpur, our very senior Karyakarta, he wanted that 10,000 area, 10,000 population area. How many areas there? Where our shakas are there. So there were 72 at that time. And some 6 were Muslim majority. So he asked us to appoint one pramukh per one basti. So 66 were appointed and 6 were left out. He asked why. Our Swayamsevak told him they are Muslim majority. Almost all. No Hindu houses. He said Hindu houses are not there, but that land is still Hindustan. So you have to have pramukh for that also. What is happening there? It is our country. Like that, through conversations, we change the lens through which usually people see, people think. And that process is very gradual, goes on. So everything we through the eyes of Hindustan. That is how it happens. It is a slow process. And if there are 60 lakh Swayamsevaks, some have learned this art fully, some are yet to start, all kinds are there. But the ultimate culmination of the process is, naturally, we think like a Bharatiya, not like an Americanized or Europeized Bharatiya. That happens. Now the some question. Why there is no Hindu Rashtra in our constitution? Because Hindu Rashtra came into being much before constitution. It is some ancient times. Our Rishis, they realized the truth of Atman being Paramatman. And it is all pervading Paramatma, Vishwarup, Bhagwan. So they told us that this is the repository of Shashvat Ananda. And then this creates a relation between all human beings. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. And everybody should know this. So you have to prepare yourself as a nation, Rashtra. At that time, it became Rashtra. In the course of time, we were called Hindus due to the particular feature of this Rashtra, oneness of everything. Because first time, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, he brought that word in colloquial language through his works. So he was present when Babar invaded a particular place, Shahpura in Punjab. And there was carnage. Guru Nanak describes this. And during that description he says, हिंदू महिलाओं का शील बचा नहीं, मुसलमान महिलाओं की अस्मत बची नहीं, दोनों पर अत्याचार हुआ. There were converted Muslims by that time. 11 sultans in Delhi had happened. So there were Bharatiya Muslims also. Guru Nanak Dev, he classifies Muslims as a particular class. Because one scripture, one messenger, one God. Now there were others. For Vedantins, it was Parabrahma, Ved, etc., etc. For Vaishnavas, Vishnu Puran, Vishnu, their Acharya. But they were clubbed into one as Hindus. What is the difference? Difference is, all these particular sects, being their individual sects also, they together say that my way is correct, your way is also correct. We need not quarrel. Ways are different. The goal is same. Ruchinam Vaichitriat, Rujukutila Nana Juta, Pathayutam, Dranam Eko Gamyastvam Asi, Payasam Arnamavu. So, those who were exclusive were omitted, Muslims. And those who were inclusive were called Hindus. So that name came from that identity, which is inclusive. And it still continues. So the entity which is there before the Constitution and the entity due to which the preamble of our Constitution is what it is. Full freedom of worship, liberty, equality, fraternity, and justice. Where from all this comes? Dr. Ambedkar says this comes from Tathagat Buddha's Sanskrit. Buddha has called himself Sanatan Dharma. Eso Dhamma Sanatano. Buddha also speaks of Dharma only. So it is already there in our constitutions. When this process of making everybody know that they are Hindus, four kinds of Hindus, when last kind will realize that in spite of my worship, I am by society, by nation, by country, Hindu, Hindustani. They will include it in constitution. But for the existence and prosperity of Hindu Rashtra, this is not required. All Hindus should say that we are Hindu Rashtra. That is enough. Then laws are done by lawmakers who sit in the parliament, and we send them to sit there. We send them. So if we send proper persons, if there are any anomalies, partiality in laws, it can be removed. But if we don't send proper persons, then what happens is happening. So it is all our doing, and we have to correct it. For our next generation to take pride in our culture and music, I should first have some pride in them and some knowledge of them. Because new generation is not, it requires logic, it asks questions, it wants answers. We should be able to provide that. If we do this properly, naturally they have that urge. Even without knowledge, nowadays, they say, ours, this is ours. All other things, they are not ours. Okay, they are there. We have to go through them. But what is ours? They are in search of their own identity. They have realized the importance of identity. So many institutions give this knowledge to them. Through media also, all these efforts are there. In each household, first parents should equip themselves with the knowledge and talk with the, I omitted, I think I didn't describe Kutumba Prabodhan to you. Weekly gathering of family, Mangal Samvad. Therein, at an appointed time, on an appointed weekly day, family should come together. Have a bhajan and bhojan according to their taste and tradition, and then talk about our tradition, our Puranas, our Kathas, our bhajans. Today the dialogue is not there. And in those lights, what is our duty? How to conduct ourselves in modern day? That discussion should be there. That we call Mangal Samvad. If that we start, gradually they want to learn. They know that who they are cannot be changed. How much you change your attire, your language, etc., who you are will not change. It will express itself, and those who know who they are esteemed more than those who try to ape others. So, once teachers are prepared or not, that is the question. And we have a separate Gatividhi, Go Samvardhan. In that all these activities come. 175 unique Gomata breeds and 45 unique breeds. I don't go into numbers. As those Gatividhis increase their strength, this happens because this is part of their duty. To save Bharatiya cow, to save Bharatiya breeds, to encourage people to keep Bharatiya cow, to raise the local breeds. Everybody is bringing gear from Gujarat to Tamil Nadu. Cow has some purpose in our scheme of things. it is related to agriculture. So Gir is suitable to agriculture in Gujarat. Here I think Kangyam is there. Kangyam is the breed here, cow. Kangyam. Kangyam is suitable to agriculture in Tamil Nadu. So if we want to save cow, Kisan, farmers should start keeping cows. If we have to tell them to keep cows, they should be useful in agriculture. So all these things, the Go Samvardhan Gatividhi is telling and training the people to train the agriculturists. So in that this will happen automatically. 100% abhi nahi hua hai. Lekin you can expect it to happen after some 10-15 years. We are working to that end. हाँ, थोड़ा दूर से resounding नहीं हो रहा.
The next is to Tamil Nadu related questions. The question asked by Jayaditya, A.S. Raja, Sendil Rajamanikam, Swami Moksha Vidyananda Saraswati, Dr. Srikanth. What are the core values of the RSS do you believe the youth of Tamil Nadu misunderstand most, and how can that perceptions can be transformed meaningfully? How to improve nationalistic feelings among the people of Tamil Nadu? What would it take to get the temples free of state government control? Also, will it help in improving the temple infrastructure?
I don't believe that there is some special misunderstanding in Tamil youth about RSS. In every province, when we are not reaching everybody, there were some misconceptions. And they were dispelled as soon as we reached them. That process is happening in Tamil Nadu. Nothing special. This particular, nothing. Usual questions, why Hindu? What is the relation between RSS and BJP, etc., etc. So we have to reach them and tell them. They see our life, then they know of our intentions. And when they see that intention is pure, they start believing us. So there is no special misunderstanding. It is usual, for some time it remains, it is our professional hazard. And we surpass over it. By reaching and by talking, through dialogue, everybody understands by logic first, and then they see living examples of everything. And all the misconceptions are dispelled. In our camp, All India camp is there in summer, in Nagpur. So we invite some people. And people from Tamil Nadu also have come there. Whatever their reservations about RSS, everything evaporates in 2 days because they see us from within. They can come there, live there, talk to anybody about anything, ask any question. And then they realize what we are doing, what we are. Then there is no misconception. This is the process. If that process is 100% in action, there is no misunderstanding. If there is some lacuna in that, then there are some misunderstanding, nothing special. The lacunas will be fulfilled and then the misunderstandings will be dispelled off. And there is no need of improvement of nationalist feeling in Tamil Nadu. It is already there, fully, 100%, complete, perfect. Expression is, due to many factors, is not happening. We have to create an atmosphere wherein that expression can happen freely, as people wish. So, feeling of nationalism is no less than other provinces in Tamil Nadu. It is equal all over Bharat. But we have to create that atmosphere wherein saying Bharat Mata ki Jai, Vande Mataram, it is just natural. Actually, it is a must. That type of feeling will be there. The artificial barriers are being created. Those barriers cannot be sustained because national feeling is expressed fully. That type of atmosphere we have to create. Not that feeling is lacking, the atmosphere is lacking. And slowly, the proper atmosphere is taking hold in Tamil Nadu. That is what I feel. I have been coming to Tamil Nadu since 90s. And I am seeing you remain here, therefore that slow change you don't realize. I come after a year, so I can palpably feel that change. So that change is happening. About temples, the people are generally of the opinion that mandirs should be handled by bhaktas. Should be center of many activities of the society. And the mandir wealth should be used for the seva of Bhagavan and seva of bhaktas. In judiciary also, I think there is a consensus about this. But who will take charge of the mandir and deliver that charge properly? Because some mandirs taken over by government are running well. All these things are happening there. Some are not. Some mandirs owned by private persons are also running well, doing all these things, contributing to the society as well as bhakti. But some private mandirs are not properly run. So there has to be an apparatus, an all India committee, provincial committee, district committee, and local committee. If that is ready, this mandir question will be solved quickly. Some of our Santa Mahatmas, they are trying for this, going and meeting people. On the legal side, there is a group of lawyers all over Bharat who are working towards the proper presentation of the case. It will happen in due course. But unless that apparatus is there, the reason for which we want deliverance of mandirs from government hands will not be realized. So we have to first see to that, and then general consensus is there that mandirs should be managed by bhaktas. There are many traditions also. All those traditions. Per each mandir there is a different tradition. All these micro things have to be managed well, and therefore there should be some such apparatus. Then it will happen.
The next is into general category. Mr. Arvind Iyer, T.R. Srinivasan, Dr. Saranya Jayakumar, Ashish Jawar, Palani Kannan, Arthi. The questions are: when multiple non-profit volunteer groups work separately towards similar goals, sectors like Indian knowledge systems or traditional health practices, how can their efforts be better integrated and harmonized? What successful historical or recent examples can guide this shift toward greater unity? With your guidance and support, I wish to explore how can I serve meaningfully, whether through public initiatives, community engagement, or policy-related efforts. In the context of businesses from India, globally connected and operating across different regions with people from diverse backgrounds, how Hindutva can be aligned for such Indian businesses without conflicting with economic interest of the businesses. How do you see Bharat in 10 years from now? Who is the next PM after Modi ji? In Sri Lanka, religion is often treated as a structured Sunday activity for children, fostering moral values while upholding secular principles in public life. Why not adopt a similar dedicated weekly model in India to instill religious, cultural, and ethical education in children without conflicting with constitutional secularism? Police to be shifted from state list to concurrent list to improve national security.
Certain questions are out of my purview. So I don't have any say in that. So I can only wish well, nothing else. Who after Modi ji, that Modi ji and BJP had to decide. Police to be shifted, that is again a government matter. They have to deliberate about. There are pros and cons of every matter there. But when multiple non-profit volunteer groups work, how can their efforts be better integrated and harmonized? The best example is the national education policy. Various groups working in the field of education towards its improvement, they came together, they discussed, they each gave their input, and together they formed a consensual new policy. I don't mean everybody was consulted. Still more extensive deliberation can happen and should happen. But the way is the same. Come together and have a dialogue, have an exchange. What we are doing, what is our experience, what you are doing, what is your experience. Learn from each other and decide together. That has to happen. So, keeping aside our institutional egos and limited interest, we have to come on the single platform, have to have deliberation with one goal in mind, improvement. Not of my own structure or my own institution. Generally, in which field we are working, improvement of that field should be the goal. If that happens frequently, in the field of education, there is one Bharatiya Shikshan Mandal. Swayanshaks are running it. They are trying to do that. Vidya Bharati also runs schools as well as is consults with others also who are working in the educational field. Or slowly, in every field of life, Swayamsevaks are going to have this consultation. For example, Mazdoor Sangha, since last 10 years, always tries to talk with all the, even communist organization, Congress organization, Mazdoor organization, labor organization. They have dialogue. They have some system of coming together and thrashing out together. So, whenever they go out, or some international events comes in Bharat, they are able to represent the whole labor field, not only BMS related. So that type of coming together, staying together and working together without getting mixed. Stand in same line, walk in step in the same direction, keep your dressing, also keep your distance. That type of cooperation should happen. Then this will be happening with greater efficiency and frequency. And you can serve meaningfully through all these three: public initiative, community engagement, policy related efforts. Take one which you like most and work in that. Anywhere, if you work honestly and with all your strength, it will contribute. Sometimes what happens is other lures are there, or we have some inhibitions, so we cannot express ourselves fully or rightly or honestly. That should not happen. Whatever the initiative you take up, work there honestly with all your might and without any self-consideration. In Hindi we say, प्रामाणिकता से, निस्वार्थ बुद्धि से, तन मन धन पूर्वक. Shedding your egos, keeping them out. You have to work wholeheartedly. Then everything helps. I have answered. Yes. This Sunday activity for children. Good. If you have this suggestion, please try it. You see, Hinduism, Hindu society has been accorded the freedom of Veds, traditionally. So we are not, we come together, we work together, but we have our own individual ways. We are free to do that. So prescribing one method is not useful. And therefore, if you have seen this in Sri Lanka, you can try it here. If it catches, maybe that will become the way of the land. Or maybe it will not be so successful, but it will definitely cater the needs of some section of the society. Both ways it is beneficial. So do it and see what happens.
The next questions are coming under politics. Sweta Sriranjani Nirmal Raghavan. Many neutral-minded Indians avoid political discourse because it has devolved into identity battles, forced into choosing either an anti-Hindu or anti-minority camp. This divisive framing keeps many neutral voices out. Will RSS or BJP champion a new form of politics which will move away from identity and pick a common topic with prosperity? Would Indian politics see broader participation if the debate shifted from majority versus minority to capitalism versus socialism, planned economy versus free market? Globally, several countries have shown how young leaders can bring innovation and trust to governance. How does RSS view the role of young Indians in political leadership, and what can be done to create more pathways for youth in politics?
So, being neutral means what? To avoid the conflict, you become neutral and watch the injustice that is happening. Is that neutrality? There are so many people, there are so many thoughts. So there are bound to be opinions. Stick to your opinion. Hold others' right to have opinions sacred and have dialogue. I say I am a Hindu. That doesn't mean I am anti-Muslim. A Muslim says, I am Muslim. Okay. By worship, you are Muslim. What is wrong in that? No, we are secular. What do we mean by secular? State can be secular. State has to be secular. State is always secular in Bharat since ancient days. Secular is a concept which was born out of the conditions in Europe. It is not actually relevant in Bharat's tradition, and in Bharat present also. We had our states which were always secular. Talking the truth is important. Being true. Prosperity and all these things are not unrelated. There was a book, The Incredible Japanese. When Japan was hit, and that study came out in form of that book. Two economists and two social scientists, they have written that. And they have cited 9 reasons, main reasons of Japan's prosperity. First 5 don't have anything to do with economics or policies. They say Japan is number 1 because Japanese people are Deshabhaktas, patriots. Second, they say it happens because Japanese are disciplined. Third, they say it happens because Japanese are ready to sacrifice anything for his country. Fourth thing, they say it happens because Japanese are ready to do any daring deed for the sake of his country. And fifth one, they say, when a Japanese plans his life, he plans not only for himself or his family, he plans at least for his village. But this has to do with the economic prosperity and all these things. But it has to do everything with that. So everything is related. You cannot be exclusively in one corner. As a human being, and either I will keep mum. If someone asks, you have kept mum? Yes, I have kept mum. I don't have the strength to face it. So I said myself, okay, that is honesty. Or I will do what I can. But saying that keep away from this because this creates divisions, that is wrong. Only dishonesty creates division. Honesty doesn't create any division. I have my opinion. We honestly believe in our individual opinions. We will try each opinion. And if we are honest and one opinion holds good, I will transfer to that opinion. If my opinion holds good, you will transfer here. So what is there to quarrel about? It is just an experiment. This is the attitude required, I think so. And people have feelings, so whatever we wish, that cannot happen. We have to manage the feelings of people and direct them to a particular direction. So we have to participate. Young leaders can bring more innovation, trust to governance, etc., etc. That is all right. So those young men who want to go to politics should go to politics. Politics is also one of the affairs in public life of this society. But they should be more prepared. They should be more strong because it is a very slippery place, politics. And you go first with the intention of improving public life through politics. But either you degrade your own life or you improve your own life. Public remains where it is. So you have to prepare very much. If you want to go to politics and keep your honesty, then you have to get prepared. So Sangha prepares men in spite of all the trials, tribulations and lures. Sangha Swayamsevaks for 100 years are working without expecting even thank you. So there are so many. In Chennai you will find at least 1,000 who are giving their everything without expecting anything. Even for them, if they are to be sent to politics or they want to go to politics, first we say, make free of all responsibilities for 2 years. Don't do anything. Go and do political activities. Don't demand anything. After 2 years, you can be a political person, but there you have to be honest. So, Sangha prepares. Sangha doesn't ask you to go to politics. Sangha doesn't ask you to remain away from politics. What is your natural tendency? You can work in that field. But in any field, if you want to be effective without losing your character, national and individual, you have to have some preparation. That preparation place is RSS.
Category is expectation from RSS. Sendil Rajamanikam, Jayakirti, Archana, Swami Moksha Vidyananda Saraswati, Hari, Palani Kannan, Raja Ganapati, Deepa Chakravarti, Aarti, G. Venkatakrishnan, Charanya Kumar, Sundar Nalla Murugan. Tamil Nadu need more industrial growth and jobs for next generations. RSS will suggest any specific idea to implement that. Linking of South Indian rivers for better water management and agriculture. RSS should take up Nama Prachar as a larger initiative. How to systematically incorporate Sudarshana Kriya and meditation practice into daily life. Steps taken to curb or stop conversion and central poverty leading to debt trap, and how RSS bring awareness on money management. How much assistance will I get from RSS? Yes, I have a solution in IKS and I have designed a curriculum accordingly. Steps that RSS have taken to strengthen anti-corruption measures and make them more effective. How RSS can help women entrepreneurs and support to build unicorn from India. While SaaS and AI gets funding, Bharat-centric products often struggle with awareness, distribution and funding. How can RSS help to overcome this and help young entrepreneurs? What role can RSS and its inspired institutions play in helping schools consciously integrate nation building as a lived daily experience for children? Any project to restore polluted water bodies from?
So regarding Nama Prachar and Sudarshan Kriya, okay? But prescribing only one way cannot be practical in Bharat. If Nama Prachar, which Nam? This Nam or that Nam? And if I am a Brahmavadin, I have a different way. Ruchinam Vaichitryat Ruju Kutila Nana Pathayutam Nranam Eko Gamya. ये ध्यान में रखना. We have full freedom in the field of spirituality. Restriction in field of spirituality gives birth to many evils that we are experiencing. Each way leads to the same field. It might be a ruju way, straightforward, or kutil way, tortuous. It might be smooth, it might be very hard, kantaka kiranam. But every way eventually leads to the same goal. And as many heads are there, as many ways are required. So, Sudarshan Kriya is a good thing. I can tell my friends, do Sudarshan Kriya. I do it, I have this advantage of this. Nama Prachar. In Kali Yuga, Nama Prachar is the only way. That has been told in our tradition also. I can tell this to people. I can have Nam Jap myself. But I cannot say that this is the only way. There are many ways. And everybody has a right to choose his own way. We cannot make it mandatory. Sangha helps in every good work. There are so many you have asked. We don't have a book which says if this help is required, do these things 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, step by step. We don't have such a rule book. What we have to do, if you want to seek some help from Sangha, never go to higher ups. A person like me will hear you patiently, calmly, will tell you, don't worry, I will look after it. And I will go on hopping from this place to that place. Instead, where you require help, there if you catch a Sangha Karyakarta working in that local field, your problem will be quickly solved. So common answer to all these questions is keep yourself in contact with local Karyakartas. Befriend them. Then whatever difficulty is there, they will help you. Gradually, there will be a way out. But if you ask me how to do about industrial growth and jobs, I don't have a ready-made answer. Locally, for example, the Lok Udyog Bharati, Swadeshi Jagran Manch, some 3 or 4 such sangatans, they have come together, and on some district places, they have formed a team of economists, financiers, entrepreneurs, industrialists, social workers, which surveys the district and give this training in skills which are useful to fetch job in that district or which enable the individual to earn his. Some 22, 23 districts, they have done that. They will gradually expand. So Swayansevakas are working everywhere. There are organizations which can deal with your particular subject. You have to keep in contact. Then this pointed question will be answered pointedly. Otherwise, a general answer is always there. We are working in that. Please come along. Something will happen. If you want to happen it to you, you have to keep in contact our local Karyakartas. हो गया सब.
The next category is into RSS organization and values. Questions asked by Arpit Harish, Dr. Sasikumaran, Hari, Dr. Jaishankar Bharatwaj, B. Uday Kumar, Anita Mohan, Dr. Rekha, and Satish Kumar. In today's fast-paced world that runs on the latest technologies, how does an organization like RSS that has deep roots and traditional values like to see itself progress and adopt to the latest methods to connect with citizens, especially the youth? What is the difference between Hindutva and RSS? Are they both are same? What are the steps, activities taken by the esteemed institution to inbuild cultural values from the age of 5 or 7 for the kids till the age of 15 to 18? Is there a way exercises, values, principles of life sharing programs could be provided at local centers through schools or designated centers, similar to multiple yoga or dhyana institutions, etc., by shakas or local samparkas contacts? How to inculcate RSS in the minds of people who are living in this society? We should help political stability, and Swayamsevak should actively participate in that. Political power is important to achieve our goals. What steps or initiatives individuals like me can take to help expand RSS activities in regions where the organization is not yet active? As the nation enters a new phase of social and economic transformation, what broad roadmap does the RSS envisage for its own role over the coming decade in strengthening society and contributing to national development?
The latest technology and fast pace it is not that it cannot go together with traditional values and deep roots. You see, for communication, individual and information, technology is helpful. Technology has got its own merits and limits also. Within those limits, technology we use. We are for technology. But certain things technology cannot do. Shaping human mind cannot happen through technology. It is a door-to-door contact, heart-to-heart talk, and man-to-man approach thing. You have to go personally, befriend everybody, put your own example. Then only values are communicated. The theoretical knowledge has not much use in this process. But those who are undertaking those practices, who are in that process of man-making, they can communicate messages, they can give feedbacks, they can communicate suchanas. That can happen to technology. So to that extent, we can use it, we will use it, we are using it, and we adapt to the change in those technologies as time passes. It is not problem in Sangha. With youth also, we do all these things. Hindutva is a principle, RSS is practice. There is no difference. If there is difference in principles and practice, then our honesty is compromised. So Hindu-ness is not an information, it is a principle which can be expressed only through practice. That practice is RSS. Times. So there is no difference. They are both same. Inbuilt cultural values from our shakhas are running for this purpose, to infuse all these values and behavior in kids, in teens, in youth, even in working youth and proudas. Shakha is the methodology which infuses the Swayamsevaks with all this spirit. We have got 100 years experience. Our Swayamsevaks were not born with all these things. They came to Shakha, they practiced for years, and they became equipped. The same process. Local centers, Shakhas are the local centers. All these activities happen in Shakha. The values, principles of life-sharing programs, all this is provided in each Shakha, and that is our local center. If any school wants to have that program, our Shakhas will help them. But for RSS, RSS happens in Shakha. It doesn't happen outside, it happens inside the Shakha. How to inculcate RSS? It is the only way. Friendship and example. You see, one of the adhikaris asked a question in our camp. Night has many stars, but day has only one. Still day is brighter than night. Why? So obvious answer was, because sun is self-enlightened. Swayam Prakashi. Moon is also giving light on the Purnima. But on Amavasya it cannot, because it borrows its light from sun. Then only it can give. But sun doesn't need to borrow his light. So it can provide light. And then it is the nearest star. There are many much more larger stars, but they are some 200 or 100 lakh light years away. So if we see them, we see a point of light blinking, and it will take 200 years or something like that to reach us. So it is of no use. From sun, the distance is such, within 8.5 minutes, light comes to us. So day is brighter than night. In night there are so many stars, but they are far away. Only one star, which is the nearmost, provides the light of the day. That is the way. You have to be light and you have to be near. Ganishta Samparka. Then without your preaching, they will follow what you are doing. If they find that this thing he is doing, this thing in his habit or nature is something which emancipates the life, uplifts the life, then without telling them, without your urging them, they will try to copy. So that is the only way to inculcate. Even in our households, parents must behave in that way. The children do not hear what they say. They see what they do. Whatever you tell them, they will do only that which you are doing. So example and nearness. This is the only way to shape a man-making way. There is no other technique, no other technology available anywhere in the world. We should help political stability. Oh, we are helping, all of us, by voting regularly. Vote regularly, do vote, don't avoid voting, and vote properly, not on the basis of caste or money or anything else. You just designate some issues. For example, as a Swayamsevak, I was thinking some vote to him who will help in constructing Ram Mandir. I will vote to him who will help in abrogating the principle that 370. On those issues, we voted. Not only BJP, there was alliance. So I was in Bihar. Our Swayamsevaks, precisely because alliance will help this, they worked for JDU candidate also. It was not for party, for candidate, for anyone. It was for the policy. So in this way, we go, we vote. We insist on voting. And vote thinking about issues. Then there is political stability. We have to do that. Politics is important, but without social strength, that important politics becomes important politics. Because politician wants vote. If you want Ram Mandir, he knows you are from his constituency, he will talk of Ram Mandir. If you are opposing Ram Mandir, he will oppose Ram Mandir. Many people who were shunning Hindutva or Hindu practices, suddenly after 2014, they went on yatras, they dipped in some sarovar and had their selfie and propagated everywhere. How come that change came out there? Because their voters started thinking Hindutva is something. So without social support, politics even has no power to change the fate of the country. The society is the key holder. A real king maker is the society. So people get the government they deserve. So if people improve themselves, they will get improved politicians, improved governments. So politics is there. It has got its own place in all affairs. It is important to that extent, okay. But all important to all affairs of life ensues from the social character and strength. That we have to build up. Expand RSS. You just work with our workers, give more time. If you want to help, work with our Swayamsevak, give more time, come to Shaka, train yourself. Because if you want to expand Sangha work is not only activity. Sangha work first consists of life. To work for Sangha is to live Sangha. That is first thing. Then activity comes. So there are individuals in our country who say that we have never contacted RSS, we have not gone to Shaka, but we are Swayamsevaks. For example, Sri Vinoba Bhave, you heard of him. He told our Dvitiya Satsangachalak Guruji, Guruji, I am Asabhya Sabhya of your Sangha. Asabhya is one who does not go to Sabha. Asabhya is also uncivilized, but that is not the meaning intended here. I do not go to your Sabha, your Shaka never. But I behave, my life is like your trained Swayamsevak. What do you expect from a Swayamsevak? I am living. So I am Asabhya Sabhya. That's what he told. So Sangha work is first life, then activity. So you have to take care of both facets. So you have to come to Shaka, practice, and you have to give time, take some responsibility according to your availability and your taste. In direct Sangha's man-making work, or so many things Swayamsevaks are doing. And we can help. So, if you do this, then you are helping Sangha Karya. And for that matter, even if you do not do that, and do something selflessly, honestly, with full might for the society, and you don't know the word RSS, even then you are our Swayamsevak. Potential Swayamsevak, not present. Okay. Because working for Bharat is working for Sangha. Then the address, last portion. We are now, because society has faith in us, we are now large enough to approach the entire society. This house-to-house contact program, we hope to exceed the numbers than what we had in the Ram Janmabhoomi Nidhi Sankalan. About 15 crores families we contacted in Bharat. This time we hope to contact 18 crores. And we are getting that success. So I think we may exceed also. But why we are doing this? We have to change the habit of the society. Habit of seeing only for themselves or their families, not beyond that. Everybody is born in some household of some caste, has some language, some worship. Okay, but having those specialities, he thinks of Bharat as a whole. That type of nature we have to create. And for that, the 5 initiatives we have planned, they will bring about the necessary change. Because in small scale, we had some pilot projects in this. And the desired change was there. So we are extending it to the whole of the society, and we hope to bring about the change in behavior of the society so that the right direction push will be obtained by all citizens from the society. That is our next plan. I think I have answered it. Over? Time is over? Huh? Questions finished? Time finished? So, just 5 minutes. You see, you have heard the lecture. I have tried to answer your questions in full. There will be many more questions also. This can go on lifelong. But you work and you get the answers. And also you get the new questions. That process continues. My request is, while this goes on, please come to Sangha. See Sangha from inside. Coming and going is free. There is no membership fee. There is no door closed. There are no doors. On open ground, our shakhas we hold. You can come, you can see the shakha, you can befriend a karyakarta, see his household, see his family. You can come to our camps, stay there for 2 days, see us from inside and feel the Sangha. Because there is no other comparable for Sangha in the world at present and in past history of 2000 years. So to know Sangha, you have to know Sangha only, nothing else. And don't see Sangha through what Swayamsevaks do. Don't try to understand Sangha through BJP or through Seva Bharati, through Vishwa Hindu Parishad. They are good works, independent, autonomous, separate. If you want to understand Sangha, come to RSS proper, see it from inside. Then you will have the full understanding. After that, to decide what to do is your prerogative. I don't have any insistence on that. You can decide to be a Swayamsevak, you can decide to work alongside Sangha, you can decide to work independently, you can decide to oppose Sangha. That is your prerogative. But whatever you do should be based on facts. I have put the facts only, not with the intention of convincing you. But I have presented the facts. And you can confirm those are facts by coming inside and seeing Sangha. Whatever I told you about Sangha, you will find it there. So I invite you all to see Sangha from inside and then decide and do what you decide only. Thank you very much.